see. Hello? You guys see me? You do? Great! Oh my goodness. Guys, this is my new book channel. Wow, I don't know what to call you guys. Like, bookworms, book girlies. I feel like book girls are taken. Bookies? I know it's a sports reference. But I want to call you guys something because this is a new thing in my life. And this is my new book channel. My goodness, I'm so excited. If you've seen the title of this video, we're gonna be looking at my library. It's not a lot to see, but I feel like it's a pretty good start if you want to start reading. I miss the feeling when you're like reading a book and you just get like sucked in and you just forget what is around you, and then when you get out of it you're like, whoa. Like, I miss that. Like, I just like the power of reading is so crazy to me. So I have a lot of books that I have gotten over the years, like just buying them, asking them for Christmas, birthdays, and I think this would be a good time to start a channel to keep myself accountable to read all of these books, because, you know, if I don't have somebody telling me, hey, you need to read these books, it ain't gonna happen. So I want to make this channel to just show my journey on what genres I love, like what I find interesting about books, book reviews, book vlogs, anything in between. I'm really interested of trying. So if you guys have any ideas of what book content you want to see, please put it in the comments, because I love to see people's thoughts and ideas, and I'll do my best to put those ideas forward. Without further ado, let's look on to my bookshelves. So my bookshelves here, I'm going to be starting on this one because this is going to be like the quickest, because this section of my bookshelf are all my religion spiritual books. And of course I've not read any of these because I actually picked them up from a student organization because they were trying to organize their bookshelves, and I'm like, ooh, free? Me? Take. So that's what I did. And I kind of organized them through alphabetical order and like length. So of course my top shelf are all these like itty bitty books, like average size books, I put on the second shelf, and then my bottom shelf are kind of miscellaneous. Yeah, that's kind of like with that. But of course when I was organizing, because with the alphabetical order thing, I did not realize how many Matthew Kelly and Joyce Meyer books I have. I wasn't planning on like picking them up. I just kind of more of like, oh, I like the title of this book, I'll take it. Like, because I'm not like, oh my gosh, I love this author, I'm gonna read all their books. Maybe they'll end that way. I just think like just the title of a book always like catches my attention, if you understand. So that's this section. So let's now switch places so I can show you the other side of my little library. Now we're in the other section of my library. So these are more different genres than like my spiritual section. I know it's not a library because I know there's like a specific number it has to be, but I'm still calling it a mini library. So first shelf is all of my romance books. This is the genre where I started reading books in, and I'm enjoying it. So what we're gonna do is I want to show you what books I've already read, and I'm gonna start from the ones that are towards me to the ones that are towards you. I'll show you what I have read and we'll go on from there. The first on this shelf I read is Home for Christmas, and this is actually it's a really cute like little book. I read this back, it was 2 Christmases ago. I really loved it. It's like more of, there is romance in it, but it's like more of like time travel. And it was my first ever like Christmas time travel book, and it was really sweet. I just was like, oh, it is so cute. I really like it. So that's my thoughts on that one. Then the book All This Time. This is the first book that I actually read where I read it, I think, in high school and then totally forgot about it, and then read it again in this hardcover, and I'm like, wait, why does this feel familiar? It actually did not ruin my experience, even though I read this twice and it was the first time ever rereading a book, and I thought it was a really interesting, like the writing and like the timeline of the book I thought was really interesting. I'm not really good with words, I'm still learning with that, so me really expressing how good a book is, I'm still learning how to sound really a book girly, so, I mean, I liked it, so. So we're moving on. Okay, and then Fault in Our Stars, I read in high school, this was I think was like my first time reading something about like, it's end all be all, like having a disease and all that type of stuff. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Oh no, thinking of a different one. But it kind of has the same thing, similar. But I really don't remember much about this book. But I mean, I guess it's still on my shelf. I think it's probably time to reread it. Cause I really, like, if I'm not a big fan of a book, I tend to just donate it or give it to somebody else, because why should it be on my shelf if I don't like it, if I'm not gonna pick it up ever again? I only keep books up here that I definitely know that, oh my gosh, I'm gonna recommend this book. So yeah, that's how it's probably gonna be this is gonna be a new reread, probably, to see if I still like it. I don't know, we'll see, but let's move on. This one, All I Want for Christmas, this one actually, I read this at the same time as Home for Christmas, and I think this was also one pretty cute. It's also, of course, there's like romance, and I think there's like a TV show or something like that. Yeah, and of course, like, I think it's like they start fake dating or something. I can't remember what it was, but of course it's like they're fake dating, and then, you know, then they end up together. That's how romance books are. That's how they always start and end, you know. So, but I do remember something about this book, like there was like, I think it was like a producer or someone in the book was making the main character uncomfortable, and I was like literally slap him, but of course, you know, that doesn't happen. But I mean, she was not into it. She was like, get away from me, dude. But anyways, we're gonna continue. 5 Feet Apart. 5 Feet Apart. Oh my goodness, I love this book so much. This was like the book, like, this is what I have vivid memories of, like, when I read it was during the Olympics. I think it was the last Olympics that we had, Winter Olympics. And I just remember, like, I would be watching Olympics, and then when there was like advertisements, that's when I would start reading it. But I do remember, like, I think I was like less than halfway or something. Like, I remember I was already like in the book, and then I put it down, and then I picked it back up, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I read it, and I remember, like, it was like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and when I finished the book, I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't go to sleep. Like, it was that good in my high school brain. So yeah, I really liked this book. It was a really nice book. I don't know if it's focusing, but that's this book. The Kindred Spirit Supper Club I read last summer, and I thought this was also a pretty cute book, which was really interesting that this was like, also there's a quote from Emily Henry on here. I heard that she's a really good author, which I have not read any of her books yet, but like, I've never heard anybody talk about this book. I saw this in a thrift store, and I was just like, I feel like I should read it. And it was really interesting because, of course, this girl, her family sees ghosts, and they solve, it's like a mystery or along those lines, and there's other elements to it, but it's a really cute read. It's not too long, so yeah. Okay, we have one more to go on this shelf, and it is The Best of Me, and this was actually the first book that I read that it was like a male character, and it didn't really bother me. Most of these books are mostly female perspective, and this was like the first time having a male perspective, and it didn't bother me. Like, I really liked it, and because of course I like putting myself in the book, and I didn't have a hard time doing that. And even though there was romance, I think it was a closed door romance, which I prefer, because I'm like, I don't want, like, I like my imagination. I don't want to know all the deets, because why would you want to know all the deets? Not throwing shade on any of those books that I read in the past that were like that, but, you know. We're moving on. Next for my middle shelf, these were like mixed full of like fiction, mystery, probably other genres that I have no idea. Cause I used like an app to figure out where all these go. So I did like the best of my ability. So sorry if any of these books are in the wrong place. I tried my best with being a new book girly. What I did up here, I'm gonna do the same thing with being from me to you. So let's get it. First book that I read was Signs Are Everywhere, and of course, this was a book for, like, it was required for my ASL class, and I don't know if you can get these anywhere. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I just got this from a university. Yeah, it was really interesting of, like, seeing a child. They had, like, a disease, and the disease, like, made them become deaf, and it was, like, this was, like, long before the showing how ASL as a language is important for deaf children and families to learn, because it shows the whole, I think it's still like 1960s, I might be wrong, but like kind of just showing like the whole way through, and then like towards the end, like the reason, oh, this is why children need to learn. And yeah, and I really liked it, and I really like powered through it, even though it's like not that long, but yeah, it was really easy to power through, like 2 to 3 days. Yeah, and of course I still remember it, so I mean, that probably is a good book. Because I think this is also like, this was like true events, so that's why I probably remember. I don't know. Moving on. The Island. The Island is actually, I thought was really interesting, even though it's kind of short. I'm actually noticing while I'm talking, like, I'm liking books that are short, but I gravitate towards books like to buy that are like thicky bookies, but I'm a little intimidated like the stamp book, but okay. This The Island, I thought it was pretty interesting. This was like the first book I noticed. I'm like, oh, this is like really setting like a modern tone, because it's like the influencers are going on this island for a new amusement park, and they're showing their audience like, oh, come to this park, it's amazing. But of course, one by one, the influencers die. And you're like, ooh, why is this happening? And of course, you find out at the end what the murderer is. Ooh, what is... who the murderer is. If you don't know what I'm winking about, go read this book, because, you know. But like how it ends, I'm like, why did it end like that? But at the same time, oh, kind of makes sense. Because when they figure out who the murderer is, something happens. So, yeah, good book. Okay, moving on. Then we have Kalahari, and this book I read back in middle school. I remember picking up, like, this was, I think it was at a book fair, actually. And I think I remember reading it in, like, I think it was, like, I don't know, like, one of the volunteers was like, oh, it looks like you like the book. And I'm like, maybe I do, because I'm, like, reading it, like, while I'm still in this, like, the little bookstore they always bring at school. So, I just remember, like, this was, like, in Africa, and this was, I think, also when, I was introduced to mystery, because I think, like, the main character's mom was a scientist, and she disappears, and they're wondering what happened to her. But for some reason, I didn't understand why there was like a group of students, I think from her school, that was in Africa, and they're stuck, and they're trying to figure out how to get out. So I don't know how they got there in the first place. I don't think they ever tell you, but yeah, I think as a middle schooler, that was really a good book to read. And I think that was all of them. So we'll just move on to the bottom shelf. The bottom shelf you can't see. I don't have a good angle, but let me actually low-key try to do a do-angle. Roar! Okay. That's really bad. Oh, hold on. Hey, this is the only angle I was able to get, so excuse me. So these is all of my series that I have picked up. So my Harry Potter, my Hunger Games, my Carnival series are here. Of course, I started reading the Harry Potter series, still haven't finished that, finished all the Hunger Games, have not even touched the Carnival, but I want those to be separate videos, but those are on my bottom shelf, and I'm sorry for the weird angle. This shelf is close to my bed, so there's not really a lot of space to work with. So let me get up so we can end this video. Oh, okay. I don't know if that transition worked as well as I thought it was gonna be, but you know, we're gonna have some trial and error since this is a new channel. So please subscribe so you don't miss out on any content that I make. And if you have any ideas of doing any reading vlogs, reading reviews, any recommendations you want me to do on this channel, I am more and happy and free to do anything that you guys were wanting to do. I'm really experimenting on this channel, and I actually, if this is the first time you're seeing me, this is actually my third channel. I have two other ones. My original is IlonaLovenLife, and that is like my vlogging channel. And my other one is IlonaLovenMusic, and that is where you can see all of the music I do at my church. So they're all worship, spiritual music. And also, if you want to see any updates on what I'm doing throughout those channels, you can go onto my Instagram, follow me on there. I cannot wait to see what this channel holds, because this is where I'm probably mostly going to be. Since this is a brand new channel, I want to give this more attention. So if you like some of this content, or you know people that would like this content, come on over. I'm excited to see all these my book fans, book girlies, bookies. I really wanted to call you guys bookies, but I know it's a sports reference, and I don't want that to be miss something, but we'll figure out the name since this is all new to me and you. So thank you guys for watching. I cannot wait to see you in the future. And remember, Jesus loves you. Dink!